Dixon.
Comes home to Jacksonville, Florida, where he hopes to take another step and keep on moving in an upward direction. Mercer's opponents haven't been around long of late. The last 5 haven't heard the bell to end the first round, and frankly, that's just fine with Ray. Tommy Morrison is another heavyweight upshot who's been dispatching opponents within moments of their being introduced. He's won 16 in a row, and now under the tutelage of Bill Cayton is beginning to emerge as a coming star in boxing. This will be an evening that could showcase the future of the heavyweight division as Top Rank Boxing comes to Jacksonville. Well, Top Rank plays the Jacksonville Coliseum tonight in what could be considered the night of the young heavyweights, and we're going to see an awful lot of good ones in the next couple of hours. Hello, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins, and sitting in for Dave Bontempo tonight will be Al Bernstein. No, he's back.
I show up occasionally.
Brief hiatus, and he shows up to see a pretty good card, I think. Ray Mercer, of course, the guy that everybody is talking about. But he's had a multi-purpose task this week. He's had to sell tickets because this is his hometown. He's had to make personal appearances because this is his hometown. And really, he could be a little bit distracted.
Well, there always is the question when you come home for a homecoming like this, will all that get to you mentally? Certainly not much has affected Ray Mercer so far in his pro career. The 8 wins, 7 knockouts, 6 of those knockouts in the first round. So if you're going to go for a snack early in this bout, I wouldn't do it. For Ray Mercer, he has knocked out everybody quickly. The question here tonight is, will this one go as fast?
He has knocked out people faster than you could say Arthel Lawhorn. Arthel Lawhorn is the man who's going to try to prevent himself from being another victim.
Funny you should mention him because he is here to fight Ray Mercer. Lawhorn is a heavyweight who is a new heavyweight, if you will. He was a light heavyweight and fought the best in the light heavyweight division and beat many of them. He beat James Quick-Tillis over at 10 rounds, and against Alex Stewart, the up-and-coming young heavyweight from the East. He lost in 4 rounds, but it was a disputed ending to that bout and gave Stewart some trouble along the way. Lawhorn is now up about 50 pounds over what he was as a light heavyweight, but he's what they call in boxing parlance a cute fighter. He does a lot of tricky things, and there is the expectation that he may take Ray Mercer a little longer.
It is encouraging that we mention the fact that this is the night of the young heavyweights, and there are an awful lot of good young heavyweights to talk about. One that must be talked about, Tommy the Duke Morrison.
Well, they used to say, where will the young comics come from? Well, now they say, where will the young heavyweights come from? Here's one of them, Tommy Morrison, 16-0 with the 14 KOs, a 20-year-old who is now under the tutelage of Bill Cayton, who, of course, everyone knows handles Mike Tyson and helped, along with Jimmy Jacobs, lead him to the heavyweight title. Tommy Morrison is a young man who's got some talent, and they're bringing him along slowly, as they should, but he is a young man who we've seen improve here on ESPN. And tonight against David Jaco, the key word is, will he improve? Will those punches stay short, and will his offense be as multi-faceted as it was the last time out?
He has been improving with every out, but tonight he does get a guy who has been around the track more times than once. 2 very good young heavyweights, and it doesn't end there. Most interesting card tonight here in Jacksonville. Top Rank Boxing is brought to you tonight by Xerex, the antifreeze coolant for extreme conditions. By Wrangler American Hero Jeans. And by Budweiser Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. So Ray Mercer will be the feature event because this, after all, is his hometown. But before we get to him, the man we just spoke of, Tommy Morrison, takes on Dave Jaco. Hey, Tompkins with Al Bernstein back at the Jacksonville Coliseum here in Jacksonville, Florida. Full night of boxing tonight and some of the bright young names in the sport of boxing, particularly in the heavyweight division. Well, let's tell you, first of all, as always, we will have a 900 number where you can give us your opinion of who you think will win what promises to be a most entertaining fight, I think. Meldrick Taylor fights Julio Cesar Chavez after the first of the year. Who do you think will win? Now, 1-900-990-9000. It costs you 95 cents a call, but we give change if you have a dollar bill. Touch-tone phones only. 1-900-990-9000. Who do you think will win? Julio Cesar Chavez or Meldrick Taylor? Good fight, I think. Now, let's talk about the rules here in FLA.
Well, we don't get to Florida too often. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. 3 judges will score the fight. The referee doesn't figure into it. Only the referee can stop the fight, not the ringside physician. 10-point most scoring system, that's normal. and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round here, including the last one.
So people are really excited about this fight. The first man we're going to be seeing is Tommy the Duke Morrison. Tonight he fights Dave Jaco. Jaco, much more experienced than him. He's been in there against some good opponents, but Morrison, the last time he fought a pretty good opponent with pretty good results.
20-year-old Tommy Morrison is 16-0 with 14 KOs in a sport where that kind of record doesn't ensure you're really a contender. So he keeps knocking people out to try and convince the cynics. Here, Jesse Shelby felt his wrath. Then former footballer Rick Ennis got starched early. This time, Tommy, himself a former high school football star, showed more than his vaunted left hook. After 2 knockdowns, when he got Ennis in trouble again, it would end. And tonight, he hopes for the same against Dave Jaco, who holds an early career win over Razor Ruddock.
So Dave Jaco will try to do to Tommy Morrison what he did to Razor Ruddock, but Morrison, Al, as we mentioned, is really a guy who does seem to be on the improve, getting better with every out.
Every single time he has improved, Barry. A lot of different skills being shown.
Morrison versus Jaco, and we'll be back to Jacksonville, Florida to get started with our first fight of the evening right after this. Set to go now with a couple of heavyweights who can bring it, and here for the announcement is Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Jacksonville, Florida, where tonight here at the Jacksonville Veterans War Memorial Coliseum, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. These bouts are governed by the rules and regulations of the Florida State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Richard Whitcall. Commissioners, Pat Cesarano, Morris Crady, Jimmy Resnick, and Nat Potamkin. The executive director is Don Hazelton. The 3 referees working on an alternating basis will be Brian Gary, Mike Boggs, and Telis Asamenios. The judges, also working on an alternating basis, will be Frank Skilbred, Jim Ellsworth, Al Lombardi, and Howard Reichbach. The timekeeper is Mark Skilbred, and counting for the knockdown seconds is David Swaney. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started with 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. The referee for this first bout is Brian Gary. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the blue trunks with white trim and weighs an even 201 pounds. From Sarasota, Florida, he's a veteran of 37 professional bouts with 21 victories and 18 of those 21 victories by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dave Gentleman J. Jaco. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with stars and stripes trim, he weighed in at an even 212 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, he's undefeated with a record of 16-0, 14 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy the Duke